Your true essence is as an infinite divine creator. You have never stopped being a fifth dimensional light being. You can create a new earth with your energy. And right now, intense spiritual energy is hitting the earth like never before in the history of the human race. UFO sightings you're going to see are going to start increasing. And that makes us wonder, is the solar flash imminent? Is the shift, is the event to 5D, is it imminent? This is Mahadeva the Thunder Wizard, and this is the thunderwizard.com YouTube channel here where I give you practical, real-world techniques that you can use which will shift you into the fifth dimension. I am shifting. I'm shifting. The shifting I'm going through is increasing. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? All I know is that right now the shift that I'm experiencing is getting more and more intense. The energies that are flowing through me, and I'm taking my own advice. I am relaxing into it, and the result is that I'm able to see and sense and feel higher dimensional realities. I'm starting to be able to very much more easily not only intellectually accept, but just flow with this idea that we are part of a huge intergalactic, interdimensional community. And it's just normal. Just like, you know, my city, I live here, there's a bunch of other cities around, and they're all connected. And they're all part of each other. It's not like, oh my God, there's another city? You mean we're not the only city on the planet? No, there's a bunch of other cities, a bunch of other people, a bunch of other countries, a bunch of other languages, nationalities, a bunch of different temperate zones. That's just normal. We know that. Even if we've never left our hometown, we know that. So I'm starting to have that feeling, and I think this is coming for everybody. What we're going to see here, I believe, going forward, as I've said in previous videos, is we're going to see an increase in the false flag UFO phenomenon. You're going to see more and more mainstream media videos. You're going to see more and more sightings come up on places like YouTube and other where people are going to get flipped out because they're going to see these what they believe are alien craft, and they're not alien craft. This is a false flag operation. The vast majority of UFOs that are seen are not from extraterrestrials. They are from black ops, deep state, military, Tic Tacs, the pyramids, flying pyramids, the big flying V's, all of that stuff, the wobbly flying saucers. Those are all human-made. And as I said, as the deep state becomes more and more frightened because they know the shift is coming, as they become more and more frightened, they are going to start launching more and more of their UFOs. And the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to frighten you. And then, if they have their way, they'll start attacking. And then you will give up your freedom. You will want to become one Earth, no national boundaries. You will want to completely give yourself over to the digital monetary system, and they will have completely achieved whatever their goals are. And then they'll be able to make you do whatever they want. Or, if we're lucky, the most likely outcome, you can pretty much just be guaranteed this is what's going to happen. We are going to shift. We're going to shift up. There's going to be a massive worldwide event, which has already begun. The solar wave began December 2nd, 7:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. The solar flash, the first of many solar waves begun. That was the beginning. And we have had more and more of these solar waves hitting the Earth. You're hearing more and more about all kinds of crazy activity on the sun. And we are getting ready for, if my downloads and my shamanic visions and dreams have been accurate, and as I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm getting flooded with energy, which is a confirmation. What is going to happen is that there is going to be a singular event which will happen in the sky, and it will be seen all over the world. I don't know exactly what it is, but everybody will see it, and everybody will sense its spiritual power, and most people will think it's the second coming of Jesus, and they'll find out very quickly that that's not what it is. It's something altogether different. And that will kick off an awareness. People will become extremely aware. It might be traumatic for some people. For some people, it'll be blissful. Little kids will love it. The animals will be fine. Human beings, depending on how old and how attached they are, might have some challenges. So this is the time now, if you want to initiate that, doing interdimensional meditation, I recommend doing that so you can flow with it when it comes. But it could be right around the corner. It could be today for all I know. But I'm feeling massive amounts of energy flowing through me today like, I've never felt before. And so the shift is coming. Here's what will eventually happen to everybody. Maybe, everybody will evolve at their own pace. The whole human race will move up a notch, but even within that, there will be some people who will have more sensitivity and evolution and awareness than others. But eventually what's going to happen for all human beings is that this will be the norm. This is what I do every day now in meditation. You see that being there who's out in space and is orbiting Earth and is got a little Earth in front of, I don't know if that's a him or a her, let's just call it a him. In front of him, he's got this little Earth, and he's using his energy to shift and change and create. And that's actually his little workstation. But what he's doing there on that little, energetic Earth in front of him is what's actually happening on the Earth below. I'm doing this on a daily basis now. And if you want to, you can do the same. Just do an interdimensional meditation. I've got guided interdimensional meditations here on this free channel. If you want to see more, some of the more intricate and intense ones, you can go to thunderwizard.com and you can subscribe to the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong, where you'll have access to the interdimensional meditation course, and I have more guided interdimensional meditations. But you don't have to do that if you know how to do it. Just simply travel with your astral body out into space, out of Earth's atmosphere. And once you do whatever you do and communicate with your guides, there's a good chance you will be shown who you truly are. And who you truly are is a divine creator. And so even though I'm here and I still have my 3D human mic body with my 3D emotions and all that, but when I go into the astral, I am doing, when I go into the astral, I am doing that. Sometimes I go into the sun, and from the sun, I send solar energy to Earth. Interesting, there have been times that when I've done that, it's been very powerful. I find out the next day there's been some major solar event. So one time I was doing it and it was very intense, and then I saw somebody showed a video, a close-up video. There was this big black black because it was against the sun, but there was some big cube like the Borg cube, but it was like in front of the sun. It would have been massive. It would have been the size of a planet or something. Makes me wonder, I think I'm just out there, fantasizing, but I can feel the energy when I do it. I can feel the massive amounts of energy. So if you want to do that, you can just, in your energy body, float over Earth, and you can take the sun's energy, you can take your own energy, you can take energy from the quantum field, you can ask your guides to teach you how to do it, but you can sit there and you can create the earth that you want. So what kind of earth do you want? I can tell you the kind of earth that I want. I love where I am living right now, and I would love to be where I am, but I'd love for there to be no more countries, no more banks, no more money. People just live, and everybody has everything that they need, and everybody shares and gives, and everybody only does what comes creatively from them. So whatever it is that they do, if they like building houses, if they like working with technology, if they like teaching, if they like making music, if they like making surfboards, they just do whatever it is that they want, and they give their craft to each other, and everybody gives and shares with each other. I want a world where we have open contact with extraterrestrial beings of light who come and go and take us to their planet, and who can come and teach us things spiritually, teach us things in the kind of technology that they have. So let me tell you about the technology of the higher dimensional beings, which is very different from the alien UFO, who has technology like we do, but it's robotic and it's strange. Maybe it's more developed. By the way, there's no aliens are human created thing. ETs are not aliens. I talk about that. I won't take the time up here to talk about it. But I want to live in a world where technology is something that works with the quantum consciousness field. So instead of AI, one of my students coined a great phrase, the OI, the original intelligence. So imagine taking the consciousness of God, if you will, and being able to put that into some kind of technological device that does whatever it is that you need. The ET ships actually have consciousness. You can communicate to the ship itself. The ship itself is a window and channels the collective quantum field consciousness. It channels God, if you will. And I'm still working on figuring that one out, but I think I've been in communication with an actual ship. The ship itself has communicated with me. And they're very loving and kind, and I'll learn more as I go on, but that's the kind of world I want to live in. So what I do is I go out into my energy body. Sometimes, like I said, I'll go into the sun because the sun has a lot of power, but other times I will just be floating out and I will just tap into the quantum conscious field, and I will send that energy directly to Earth, and I will tell the Earth to awaken. I will tell the Earth that you are loved. I'll tell people that they're loved and that they're awakened. I will say things like, I have decided that everyone on earth shall awaken now. And as I say that, the energy flows through me. As I'm saying it right now, I'm having a hard time just staying here. I'm feeling so loopy. There's so much energy flowing through me. So for all I know, another solar wave definitely is hitting the earth right now, for sure. Whether it's the solar flash or not, I don't know. So this is you. And when you work with your higher dimensional beings, you don't have to have the same experience as me. Astrologically, I'm a Leo, so I'm very grandiose. So for me, hovering above Earth and being a deity and creating the world, that's what Leos do. Leo is the king, so I see myself that way. You may be something totally different. You may, want to go deep into the earth. You may want to become one with the forest. Maybe you want to communicate to snowflakes or leaves or stars, or I don't know what you're going to do. But allow yourself to see yourself for something much greater than you are. For instance, let me talk about the earth for a moment. The earth herself is a being. The ancients were right by calling her Gaia, giving her a name, Mother Earth. Prithvi, I think, is the name for earth in the Vedic. Yord, Yord is earth in... Sorry, I'm getting so loopy here. So, she is a being of immense power. And one of the things about how dimensions work is that if a being, let's say in the fifth dimension, wants to come into the third dimension without shifting down into 3D, then in order to literally poke their head into 3D, what will happen is you will see a ball of light. That is why there's a difference between seeing a UFO spaceship, like those big V's and the things, all the human-made stuff, and an actual higher dimensional ball of light or orbs. Whenever you see orbs floating around, those are actually higher dimensional beings that haven't shifted into 3D, and they're literally just sort of sticking their finger, they're poking their head into the third dimension, and whenever that happens, it will always come as an orb. So the Earth is an orb, which means that the Earth herself is a higher dimensional being, a goddess, a very powerful goddess herself. You may be one of these goddesses. You may be a god. You may be a star. You may be a planet. Go and ask your higher dimensional friends when you do interdimensional meditation. Ask them to tell you, show me who I truly am. And you will be amazed. And you might come back and think you're crazy, because you will see the immensity of who you are. Think of the third dimension as the very tiniest point on the tip of a spear. Imagine like a microscopic point on the very tip of a spear. That's the third dimension. When you are completely in 3D, you are absolutely like on the film strip of the projection of it. You don't have any power there. But if you imagine that you are the whole spear going, the point of the spear and the blade and then the shaft going all the way back, you're much, much, much larger. You're millions of times larger than what happens at the very microscopic tip point of the spear. So when you do interdimensional meditation and you ask your light being friends, show me who I truly am, you might be blown away at your power. You'll come back into 3D and your experience will be, I think I've lost my mind. I've gone crazy. Your false humility in your 3D mind will say that's impossible, assuming you're not, a narcissist. But narcissists wouldn't be able to do interdimensional meditation anyway, because it would damage them. Anyway, so as you get more and more comfortable with the immensity of who you truly are, then you can shift back and forth, fluidly. I'm working towards that. And here's what you do. Here's the thing you do. When you interact with your light being friends, and they start telling you who you really are in higher dimensions, what you do is you accept it at face value. You accept it as truth. Don't try and figure it out. You'll cause yourself a short circuit. I've done it to myself a few different times, and I've learned, after you touch a hot stove a few times, you stop doing it. So in order to keep myself from losing my sanity, I don't try and figure it out. So when I'm in 3D, I'm in 3D. And when I go into higher dimensions, I become that. I will become that deity who's able to create new worlds, who's able to create a new earth, who's able to, with his own intention, send waves of light, the solar wave, to the earth. So, as I'm talking to you, I'm getting... something's going on. Something huge is going on right now. So you can do that and be whatever you want. And so the thing is to take it at face value. Don't try and figure it out. And then when you come back into 3D, just don't get attached to it. Because if, let's say, you go into 5D and you find out you're the ruler of a galaxy, you're a deity who's in charge of a galaxy somewhere. Well, when you try and come back into 3D, your 3D brain is going to have a hard time understanding it, and you're going to be frustrated because where's all my superpowers? Well, you have it. You're expressing yourself in the third dimension right now. So don't be attached to any of it. If you get a vision of the future, if you get some kind of prophetic vision, or whatever it is, experience it, accept it, and then when you come back in 3D, don't be attached to it, which means you don't have to prove it or disprove it to yourself. Let it be true in another reality. At the very least, it's true in another reality. I am running a galaxy, according to my ET friends. I'm actually a deity running a galaxy somewhere else, another galaxy. So I don't become attached to that when I'm down here. But when I go into meditation, I try and expand into that, and then I do what I would do is if I had that kind of power. And if I had that kind of power, I would shift this earth. I would shift this earth up into 5D. And I would take everybody along, and I would have everybody become empowered and shifted up. I would, as I said, live in a world where we could communicate with higher dimensional beings, where when somebody passes away in 3D, we would then be able to continue to commune with their spirit. We would be able to talk to them the same way we do now. Like when I pick up a phone and I talk to somebody who's not here with me, we'd be able to do that in meditation. I'm doing that. I've communicated with all of my relatives who have passed. I'm still in communication with some of them. A couple of them have gone and reincarnated somewhere. It's none of my business, so I don't know. But, that will be the norm for everybody. We'll be able to communicate with our animals. We'll be able to communicate with the plants. We won't have to go and take, giant tractors and dig up the ground and force, we'll be able to just tell the earth the kinds of crops and the food that we need. And just through meditation, we can cooperate with the earth, and the earth will create what we want. We can communicate with higher dimensional beings, and as I said, we can go to their home world, both astrally and physically. They can come and interact with us. That's the world that I'm going to make. And the great thing is that if you're in alignment with the quantum consciousness, then you can be as creative as you want. If you're out of alignment, what will happen is when you go into higher dimensional meditation, you'll find you have no power. If you're coming from greed or fear or insecurity or anything like that, the quantum consciousness just won't hook up with you. You'll just be sort of floating out there by yourself. So give yourself some time, work into it, do your own practice, but I've got the interdimensional meditation course here for you. So I think that's it for today. I'm kind of babbling. We do have the Interdimensional Revolution book, as well as Extraterrestrials Are Coming to Earth, which you can find on Amazon, Kindle, Audible. You can go to audiobooks.thunderwizard.com to see all of my audiobooks. If you're outside of the U.S., look at the top and you'll see a link that will send you to the U.S. site. When you click on that, then you'll see my page with all of my books on it. Now, if you want to be able to have this shift happen more quickly, then I have some tools I can offer you. Of course, go to courses.thunderwizard.com to see everything that I have. But the thing I recommend for everybody is the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. Now, you can unsubscribe whenever you want. For all I know, in a month from now, nobody will need it. But until the big shift happens, or if people are still needing help even after it does happen, you can go here and subscribe to that, and that will give you access to the most powerful energetic meditation program in the history of the planet. And all you have to do is just simply press play and watch me do it, and just do it. And you'll see you'll be able to work through your attachments and let go of your 3D attachments. And you'll be able to destroy negativity with the heart-mind energy that is also associated with that. And you'll have access to the interdimensional meditation course if you go there. And for those, if you really want to fast track, if you want to be able to learn my techniques, exactly how I'm doing what I'm doing, then you can go to, oh, look at that. Let me move this up so that we can see that. Because I've got the Hool Breath mantra. It's going on live right now as I'm recording this. So the 6-month Ascension Apprenticeship Program, I'm going to take you through the 6-phase Ascension process to 5D. And you go to thunderwizard.com and subscribe to the 6-month Ascension Apprenticeship Program. You'll have access to the Warrior 90-Day Challenge and the Interdimensional Meditation course. And I will walk you through that. So, this is the time. If you really want to get through this shift easily and flow through it and have it be a pleasant experience, I recommend, however you find it, find some energy work. You can go on my channel and go to the playlist and you'll find some free stuff. But I give all this stuff here to you. If you want to take advantage of it, it's there for you. Thank you, my friends. I wish you all the best. And enjoy the intense spiritual energy that's hitting the earth. Get ready for the solar wave. We are in another solar wave. It's hitting us right now. And be prepared to experience your true essence as an infinite divine creator. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you all very soon.